Now coming to the future. Now future is so important. Without future generation, we can't shape our future, the industry's future. So our next session is about the very same thing. Bridging the gap between the academia and industry is like constructing and bridging between imagination and innovation. It's where visionary ideas meet real world solutions. As we delve into important conversation today, we'll uncover how professional bodies are not just facilitators, but key architects in connection. They are the ones shaping the dialogue, creating pathways for collaborations, and ensuring that our future leaders are equipped with skills and insights needed to thrive in this industry. Our esteemed panelists today, experts in their fields, are here to share their experience and shed lights on the critical role they play in making the connection stronger. It's about the role of our professional bodies in bridging the gap between the academia in the industries. So beginning with the panelists, we have our first panelist, Dr. Pradeep A. Patil. Dr. Pradeep A. Patil holds a PhD in Mechanical Engineering from Pune University and has extensive experience in academia. Currently serving as Professor and Head of Mechanical Engineering Department at Jayawant Rao College of Engineering since 2012. His research focuses on heat transfer and refrigeration, with several ASHRAE grants for projects enhancing heat transfer systems. A big round of applause for Dr. Pradeep A. Patil. Dr. Atul Vaman Rohankar. He is an experienced leader in R&D and embedded product development with focus on engineering and quality control. He has expertise in embedded systems, vendor management, process re-engineering, and strategic technology planning. With a PhD in electronics and telecommunication from Jadavpur University, he has led various projects including automated and practice leader. He has developed over 50 products, streamlined manufacturing processes, and significantly improved quality standards. A big round of applause for Atul Vaman Rohankar sir. And we have our third panelist, Brigadier GPS Chima. He is a distinguished 47 career, including 37 years in Armored Corps. He has extensive operational experience, having commanded an armored brigade and served as director of the Army Institute for Leadership and Behavioral Science. He holds an MSc in Defense and Strategic Studies from University of Madras and have completed various advanced management and strategic programs. Currently, he is the director of Cardiff Met undergraduate program at Universal Business School in Mumbai and chairperson of Center of Excellence for Social, Sustainable and Spiritual Development. Round of applause for Brigadier Chima. And last but not least, we have our own Mr. G.S. Balaji, who will act as a moderator for this discussion. Mr. G.S. Balaji is a civil engineer and project management consultant, having worked in India and Middle East in real estate sectors. Mr. Balaji is also postgraduate in management from NMIMS. He is a fellow of Institute of Engineers India, chartered engineer, member of FSAI, IBA, INBAC. Mr. Balaji held senior management positions with EIH, Oberoi Group of Hotels, Real Estate Developers, Construction Companies of India, at Phoenix Mills, GMC Projects, K. Raheja Corp, Reliance Industries, and DLF Limited. Thank you so much. Over to you, Balaji sir.
Thank you, Akash, for the wonderful introduction of all the panelists and for your kind words. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This particular panel consists of people from the industry who have experience in academia as well as practicing the trade in the real life and ensuring that there is a good balance that they have between academia and the industry. The core problem that we are going to discuss today, or we want our panelists to shed some light on, is the interaction or the synergy the industry and the academia should have. We all keep hearing that just before when we were coming into this discussion, or you also must have heard this from your friends and colleagues in the industry, that today the curriculum or the people coming out of the colleges are not industry ready. This is a buzzword that we hear, that we need them to have more knowledge seeking courses, they have to do specialization, they have to have experience, they need to know what the topic is all about. This is the common thing that we keep hearing. So today we will ask the panelists a few questions related with this and seek their opinion. The questions are same for all the panelists. We have a set of questions, so how much ever we can cover, we'll try to cover in the time given to us. I request my panelists to keep it short and crisp. All can give their opinion with the questions being more or less the same. There's no change in questions, sir. So I will start with the academia first. This is for all three of you, sir. We'll hear from professors first. What role do professional bodies play in shaping the curriculum or training programs in academia institutions to ensure that the students are industry ready? And it's yo.
Okay, what I understand, the professional bodies, I think they are the main coordinator between industry and academia. I think a professional body is a common junction, like INBAC. I understand INBAC is a professional body. So it's a common junction where academia and industry people come together through such kind of events or functions. And I think this is my second panel discussion. Once ASHRAE has organized. So I have been associated with ASHRAE from last 25 years, ISHRAE, and now INBAC. Now, professional bodies plays a pivotal role to bridge this gap between industry and academia. Basically, industry have, most of the industries are busy for completing their target and their day-to-day issues. Also, academia, they are busy in completing their curriculum. So, up to maybe 5-6 years back, there are no connection between industry and academia. So this is the platform, so that professional bodies must take this particular challenge and bridge this particular gap through various programs. I think my next question, I will elaborate more how we can bridge the gap.
I would like to directly answer the question. The question is that whether the industry can play a role in designing a curriculum. Naturally, when we are saying that there is a gap between the industry and the educational institute, is only that industry wants to see what they want to use. So naturally, they don't see that picture in the candidate, and they say that there is a difference. Now, in this new educational policy, we have a credit system, and we can design the subjects which are, oriented to your industry. So that means the industry has to take their own initiative, come forward, take an ownership of complete courseware, design their own courseware, and that can be taught in the system as their own subject, provided the industry provides resources, total resources in terms of human, in terms of labs, experimentation, all that. Educational institutes are quite ready, I'm very sure, to accept this offer. Thank you.
Brigadier Chimasa.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am from Universal AI University, We are located in Karjat, is India's first AI university and third in the world. Right. So our university has been raised by two founders, father and son. They've been in the industry themselves for 35 years, the father, son another 20, 25 years, and son has also been CEO of Thomson Reuters and located in the headquarters in New York. Now, that's where we are coming from, the industry based. Other thing is, we are being supported by 60 different CEOs from different industry. So we keep getting the feedback what to do. We also have a governing council in which we have two CEOs. I am part of that governing council. So we keep getting the feedback from there, that what exactly, because there's no point giving the degree to the students unless they get a job in the industry. Right? So we got to have the students who are industry ready. They can be industry ready only once we get the input from the industry, what do they need? Right? So,
The skill sets, basically you're referring to the skill sets.
whatever it may be. No, the other day I was talking to these people, there's somewhere I was reading, how many green jobs you have given. That is again, that's why I'm sitting here. So we got to sensitize the industry. We got to create those green jobs also, right? Now here, when we talk about this, then we have every week somebody from the industry coming there and delivering a talk to the students and then interacting with them. Then we, once in a year, we have the industry people staying on campus for 2 nights. We'll keep them there. We have an we call it Beyond the Boundaries. We have that program with the complete industry there. Then our alums who are currently in they keep guiding us. And we also have a board of studies where one industry person has to be there. So when we are designing our curriculum for the next year, it has to be approved by the industry. So that is the connect which we have. I am sitting here because one of my students is here.
Great.
So that's how we are connected. He is visiting us, and that's how we are connected. Yep.
Great. So I'll start the next one. Sir. What are the most common skill gaps between the recent graduates and the requirements of the industries that you have understood? Because this interaction is going on at your end. Yeah. They are also interacting. So I'll start this with you. What is this common skill gaps and other things that the industry finds with the students that are coming?
You see, industry is a very dynamic kind of environment.
Correct.
And they not only are catering for what they require today, they are going to be catering for what they require tomorrow also. Right? And now that is the vision of the industry people. What they want, what products do they want, how do they want to expand, what kind of a technology they want to bring it there to take it there. Now, these are the gaps which we got to be matching, that what is the requirement today and what is going to tomorrow, because my students will be there tomorrow, not today.
So how do you prepare them, and who gives you that feedback of what the requirement of tomorrow is?
Yeah, so what we do is we have a very elaborate corporate relation team, very, very elaborate. And in that, we also have the skill development, there's one director, skill development. And there's another director which is again going in for even further refined skill development as per the specializations. He is an independent director who's doing it. So we are absolutely connected what skills are required. Like people are going for data analytics and beyond, and more so with being the AI, because there's nothing there today which is working without AI.
Correct.
right? Even you breathe, you need AI these days, right? So we are coming from there. We are coming from there, and that's how we are coping and keeping with the industry's requirements.
Dr. Saab, what is your opinion on this? What is the common gaps that you're finding between the industry requirements and what the students have? And how is it getting addressed? And from your side, what do you think needs to be done to reduce that gap?
Correct. I think there is always gap between industry and academia. No one is at fault, but that is a history. Because earlier, because now NEP being implemented, that is National Education Policy, and all the flaws are overcome in NEP. Let me clear why there was a gap between industry and academia. Because academic curriculum is revised once in a 4 year. And most of this revision, hardly 10 to 15% syllabus is revised, and that is on advanced things which are going in industry. That is the, means hardly 10 to 15%. I am still exaggerating this figure, not 10 to 15. Why this is happening? Why this was happening? Because the teacher teaching, because most of the teacher, they didn't go to the industries. That's why most of the teachers, they teach as per their, they learn in their study life. So accordingly, since 1832, the pattern remains same, what British has implemented. Now what this National Education Policy tells, that is, you have to convert that road-based teaching or road-based learning to experiential learning. That is the biggest change we have to bring in curriculum, and industry has to play an important role here. Because what is going on in industry, that is so we have to develop a curriculum. So curriculum should be dynamic. So need-based curriculum to be developed. That is the second challenge we have.
I'll come to a corollary question to that, sir.
Yeah.
Which you said about the syllabus being revised over a period of 4 years. I'll just come back to that. Sir, Atul sir, what is your observation on the shortfall that is commonly observed in the skill sets or whatever the industry demands and what the students may not have?
Industry needs only experience. They don't look for any kind of a degree. If you have a right type of an experience, that is the right guy for you. And that is the base of the thing. Now this experience need not be specific, it can be universal. And as he said, in this new education policy, we are going for problem-based learning orientation. So that means the students would, or a group of students would tackle a specific problem from all views, all sides, which would include mechanical, electrical, electronics, computerization, and AI and ML, which are the buzzwords of today. And I am quite sure if we strict and adhere to this kind of an PBL-based learning topology, we will little, close the gap. But most important thing is that in this PBL, these problems must come from the industry. The
Can I
industry must take an initiative to design such problems.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you.
Dr. Brigadier Chief.
Yeah, we are going in for, we are trying to achieve 50% experiential learning. So our model is classroom learning, individual learning, community learning, and experiential learning. Out of that, 50% is experiential learning. In the experiential learning, one is the internship the students are going, and second thing is our faculty also has to do internship. When the faculty goes and works in the industry, they know what the industry requires. Right. So that is where we are doing. And we have, in the first year, the students go do the internship. The second year, they go and do a project. We call it CMAPs. So they do the problem solving of the industry. While doing the problem solving, they also pick up the PPO. Because if they've done a good job, they've done a good project, they'll say, please come and join us. Right? And they are also getting the first-hand experience and the knowledge that exactly what does the industry require. That closes the gap. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this is the corollary that I wanted to ask all the academicians basically. See, today the technology or the subject or the requirement is fast changing in the industry also. What was required 10 years ago may not be required today. What is required today may not be required tomorrow. So, to keep themselves updated, is the faculty getting updated that they can teach the students what is the requirement for the future? Is that capability there? We are demanding it from the students that they should be industry ready. But why I'm saying this is about 3-4 years ago in India itself, when machine learning, artificial intelligence, okay, and the big data analysis, all these were buzzwords. You saw so many institutes advertising for these professionals, projecting millions of requirements of these professionals for the industry and all. What I understood from many people is that none of this was really being taught at the undergrad level. What the demand was coming in was not introduced into the undergrad. They were just, the definitions of it were taught to them, and literally if they wanted any specialization and more skill development, they had to join, not taking names, they had to join institutes like Upgrad and all that to get these things done, and it was costing them a bomb at that. Already they have spent a lot of money in 3-4 years doing their undergrad. So is the faculty really trained, and do institutes have the faculty to churn out students for the future? This was my corollary question to three of you, sir. I think he has partly answered that, but is that upgradation going on in the faculty and the syllabus, and do you have the freedom to change the syllabus so fast with not waiting for that 4-year period? And will your academic bodies and the student, this thing, what do you call, who prepare the curriculum, and the Senate and other people agree to that kind of a rapid change to match up with the industry?
Faculty development is the key challenge in the current era. But the education policy is definitely supportive. That's new education policy. There is a freedom for the faculty for experiential learning. 20% courses we can design industry-based courses. So industry connect courses we can design. Because immediately this change will not happen in a day or in a year. It takes years together to completely change. I think the government target is up to 2030. The NEP is fully implemented up to 2030. Now during this period, there is a necessity from some steps from industry. So industry must design some structured internship program. Because in the curriculum, I think previously there are hardly 15 days, 1 month training, industry training is expected. Now in the curriculum, entire semester is dedicated for internship. So if industry come forward and design a structured internship program, then this is one gateway that faculty used to go to industry frequently. Because there will be a mentor, industry mentor, as well as that academia mentor. So through this interaction, faculty can learn or gain the experience what is going on in industry. That is number one. Number two, the most important feature of this national education policy, that is a flexibility. So we can design some exit courses. Now, as per this policy, student can exit the course at any year. After first year, if it exit, he get a certificate. Second year, he get a diploma degree. Third year, he get a degree courses. So, along with industry personals, if we develop some exit courses, there we can interact with faculty and industry. Number 2. Number 3, that is industry supported laboratories. Because there are many CSR activities, so industry can come forward and set up their laboratories in colleges. So through this, we have a connect with the industry. And number 4, that in most of the foreign universities, I think this is happening since last 50 years. So most of the R&D work happens in institute or universities. So that doesn't happen in India.
You're talking about the ideation.
Ideation. Because R&D activities, so if the R&D team of industry, if they work together with academia or most of the doctorate fellow, so through these are some gateways where we can interact with academia, bridging the gap, as well as the academician can learn advanced things from through this. So that is...
That's also your opinion on this, sir.
Training of an faculty is a, is a difficult thing.
Okay, retraining
Right
of the
now, right
retraining
now.
the faculty
Yes,
is a
whatever
difficult
the
thing.
faculty, academic people are there, training them and using them is a difficult, but we can use vice versa. Question which you asked, what professional bodies can play a role. I think they can really play a very good role in facilitating, such kind of an interaction. Like I said, industry can design their own course, take a mentorship, provide resource person, train the trainer.
Train the trainer.
So they can train the trainer so that the faculty would carry out those programs in their courseware for a long term. And in this way, both industry as well as the academic environment would, have a benefit.
Thank you, sir. Just another question. Yeah, one question I'll ask them, sir. Then I'll come back to that. Do you have any good example or a nice example in the recent times of the industry and the academia interaction where the students have been, other than the internship and other things, some ideations, some kind of a new product development, the industry demanding certain things to happen and the academia having produced it. So do you, in your experience, have any of those examples that you can tell which can be really highlighted to the audience here? Did you get my question clear, sir?
I'll come back to the second question.
Yeah.
He forgot to ask me that. Now, we have a lot of people in our faculty, including myself. I am not a doctor, but I have experience of 4 decades of handling up to 15,000 men in operations. So when I talk about leadership, I know what leadership is. I won't say majority, but almost 50% of our faculty, they are with the industry background, putting in their 20, 25 years.
A major portion of their time.
Right? So they are teaching beyond the books. Your book knowledge is relevant within the precincts of the college. When you go out of the gate, it is not applicable. As an industry person, when you teach, it is coming from your experience. What you will teach will see them through once they go out of the gate of the college. So that is one thing we are very focused on. The second thing is, we have 2 types of HODs. One are the people who are going to take care of the NEP. That is mandatory, right? So they are the doctors. The others are lesser mortals, right? The lesser mortals are known as practice, HOD practice. So there is HOD finance practice, there is HOD marketing practice, there is HOD operation practice, right? So they are running the thing parallelly. So that is the thing which is putting the industry there. So when they speak, you know where it is coming from. Thank you.
And second, let's start with the other questions.
Can you
answer,
repeat
sir.
that?
Yeah, the answer is, do you have any good example to give to the audience and to enlighten everybody of the academia and the industry interaction that has really benefited the student in the whole process?
Okay, for once, we are sitting here. Today is supposed to be holiday for me. I had one event to attend in Bombay last night. I came back to Karjat at 2 o'clock at night. 8:30 I started, I am here, right? Why I am here? Because the connect between the industry and the academia. My student is here.
Correct.
So they were there with us. And what I was talking to them, Mr. Akash also, I said we need to sit down together. Let's create a module, what you're doing, because we are looking at creating green jobs.
Correct.
You're getting my point?
Yeah.
And how do I create green jobs? You are the people going to guide us. So likewise, in the industry, with our connect, they are visiting us regularly. And we are, thanks to that, we are also getting marquee companies on campus for campus placement. So it is not one thing that only the curriculum. It is the whole one thing that you are part of the industry. It's integrated kind of approach.
So one thing I learned today on stage, which I must not have heard or come across,
So that's
something
what
called green job. At my time, there was nothing called green job. There was a job, or you had no job. Green job, white job, blue job was not there. So I'm just joking on it. I think this is a new dimension that has come in.
you got to do things differently.
Absolutely. This is what or you'll have to see the same job in a different perspective today.
Yeah.
That what kind of an sustainable angle does it have and what your efforts are into it. So something new for me also to understand on the lighter side. So sir, your experience, any good example that you have that industry and academia have joined hands in the recent times and done good for the student? And then he's felt proud that he has been able to land up in a nice position. Because every student has got this aspiration that he wants the best job in the country for himself. So he thinks that his education is good enough to give him that kind of a job. This is the perspective of the student, the child. The institute also feels proud if the student does well. The parents definitely will feel proud of what the child has done and from which institute he has come. So any good examples that you would like to tell the audience?
Actually, I have an example not related with industry, but
No problem,
related
sir.
with the professional body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Professional body, industry,
Yeah.
everything is.
I have been associated with ASHRAE. ASHRAE, I think everyone knows ASHRAE is American Society of Heating, Refrigerating and Air Conditioning. So through ASHRAE, I have been associated with ASHRAE since 2005.
No, sir.
And since 2005, ASHRAE has many schemes of getting funds for the projects related with industry, projects related with advancement in HVAC field or a related field. So under that scheme, we have received funds since 2005. And through these schemes, actually principal investigator is definitely a faculty advisor. He's supposed to a principal investigator. And I have applied 5 times and all 5 times I got funds. And through these funds, almost for every funds, more than 20 students get benefited. After performing all their expertise with guidance, I think at present, more than 150 students benefited through these 5 ASHRAE projects. And all more than 100 students got placed in HVAC companies. So this is the one way we can create a job for the students. I think because we had a restrictions, earlier pattern we had a restriction for designing a curriculum. Most of the curriculum, I think the exam is mandatory. And exam, whenever there is an exam, people or students generally, they go for rote learning. So that is the main difficulty. So learning hardly happens during their curriculum. Now this new education policy where learning will be measured, their skills will be measured. So there will be less amount of examination. It is mandatory to have 60 to 70% marks must be based on experiential learning. And only that 50% mark and 30 to 40% marks based on their examination. Now that definitely that a success story will come up in national education policy. And this is my success story that through professional bodies, I think we have, in fact, we can generate such kind of opportunity to the students. Now in national education policy, another important feature that 40% courses we can design through online pattern. Now INBAC is coming up, Soil sir is leading that activity. So they are developing modules. So such kind of modules are definitely helpful because 40% courses, because industry people cannot come and teach, come to the college and teach. So they can design such courses and they can float. And through these courses, we can connect to the industry. So that part is there.
So these online courses that you will float will
it
be
is mandatory.
recognized and will be recognized
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the
It will be
university?
recognized. It will be recognized if you associate it with, because I am being associated with Pune University. If our body, I am a decision maker of the Pune University Board of Studies. If that Board of Studies approve that course,
Correct. They have to approve that
definitely
course.
they can float that course, student can opt that course, they can get credits of that courses.
There are certifications
So
also.
certification knowledge.
can do
So
certification.
that can be done in this education policy.
So I thought certification was basically for a particular type of a product that you are getting specialized on. So these are certifications online that you're talking about.
They are related to specific subjects.
Specific
So to
subjects.
up the thing, to get the thing there, so you can do certification and you get the marks in your...
So who will be the tutor for those certifications, the industry personnel or the college academy will be?
No, it's a joint.
It is the portal which is giving the certification. So that is the thing you get your marks.
University will give the credits,
Yeah.
but in association with industry.
Like your Coursera,
So that will be
edX,
part of the curriculum that the student has fulfilled for obtaining his graduation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We can
That's a good
include those courses in curriculum as well.
That's a good interaction.
So,
Yeah.
Dassault system have developed many courses like that.
Yeah.
So such courses we can include in curriculum.
No, like I was mentioning, when our students, they go for 3 months and they do the consultancy project work with the, it's hands-on with the industry, that's specific. So that is the input and the connect which they have. So that closes the gap between the industry and the
The
students.
demand is clearly understood, where what the
Absolutely.
demand
And
is
it's
and
all
what you should.
experiential. It's all experiential. And another thing is there, when they are doing these consultancy projects or internship, there is one guide, the faculty guide. Faculty guide has to visit that industry, this location there, and see also how things are helping. So that is also a connect.
So last question for all of you. How do you see the role of professional bodies like INBAC or any ASHRAE or whatever you are saying, evolving in the next decade? This is the futuristic question that we are looking at. In terms of creating strong ties between education and the industry. So as you said, these courses and all, I think is the futuristic thing
that's-
which is
I think
taking place.
I've answered that question.
So more or less, if there's anything to add, please, sir, your viewpoint. We'll close with Mr. Atul. Sir.
Actually, this is a much more relevant now that the professional bodies has to come forward and play this role. Because industry, we have seen, are not taking initiative. Academic, they are, happy with their own structure, assignments and all, running under several restrictions. Now these professional bodies can take an opportunity to bridge this gap. They can list out the industries on one side. list out the academic institutes on other side, and facilitate such a exchange that the industry can take their ownership of a courseware for whatever the experience or whatever the technological knowledge they want to have in their own, and also provide resources and probably some lab experiments, some physical equipments like that. And academic can use that professional body to reach the industry. And not only this, as I said that in the problem-based learning, we need problems. And the educational institutes cannot go to various industries and find out the problems. In this, these professional bodies can play a role, very vital role. They can, talk to the industries, get the things, and pass on the things to the academic, get the resources and potential, use the potential of academic institutes to, solve the problems of the industry.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all panelists. Thank you, Brigadier Chima sir, Atul sir, and Pradeep sir. Thank you very much for being part of the panel.
May I have your few more minutes, sir? So we have many questions.
Yes, sir. Any questions, please?
If you notice, we have most of the students who are sitting over here. They are from D.Y. Patil College of Engineering, Pune. They were the ones who, from the day one yesterday, were quite interested about learning about the industry and what are their scope of future in building automation industry. And I think you have answered many of them during this session. Let me assure you,
Please,
as per
questions, sir.
As per the discussions went on, sir, let me give you two of the things what INBAC as an association is working on. Yeah, so on working on for student upskilling, skilling programs. So we have our own smartphone app, which is INBAC EduPoint, being managed by our Suhail sir and the team, where we have the content and the modules, as what sir mentioned. We are working on the modules which can helpful for the students. Also, we have our own platform which is known as InspireX. We want to inspire the students of the next generation to take up this industry, to understand the scope, the big future in building automation industry which India is going to see in next decade. And thanks to Chima sir, who had allowed us to conduct one of the sessions at their universal school, and we are collaborating with many other universities as well. Yes, let's take up the question first. So students, may I request you to ask the question with your current position, so which year you are studying with and which course.
And to which panelist you are addressing it?
Good afternoon everyone present here. My name is Siddhi Savan. I am a student in 3rd year in D.Y. Patil College of Engineering. So my question is to everyone. What are the main inputs an automation industry needs from a student apart from the experiences and internship?
Sir, for the professors, please.
What are the main input an automation industry needs from a student apart from the experiences or the internships?
Other than other than the internship they do,
What
are the
skill
things
set
you
require? Skills. Definitely. Now, it is very difficult to tell what skill sets are required. Whatever you are experiencing, that is required. That is the one thing. Because interacting with such kind of event, so you get that professionalism, watching such kind of events, and interacting with the professionals. So that is the major skill required. That is mainly, we can say, professional skills. The other technical skills, for that, especially for automation, you require a good laboratories. I think we had a discussion with Sakhi ma'am earlier. So that industry supported laboratories, unless and until are there in colleges, such kind of technical skills we cannot impart. Because most of the college laboratories are the teaching generic things. They are teaching only fundamentals. But advances we come to know only when, if there are industry supported laboratories. So the professional bodies like INBAC, already they are doing that, thanks to Sakim, and such kind of professionals are required to bring industry and academia. I think I am the only academia here present, and they are belongs to industry. Most of them are belong. I am the only academicians. Entire experience is academic. So that is the main.
I would
There
like to
I-
also answer this question. So it is very important to understand the technical skill is only one part of it.
Yeah.
You actually need the team spirit, you need the human skills to work in the industry. The first day I worked in the industry, I came and sat in the conference room. There was a meeting going on and I was like, what are they talking about? I've never heard anything like that in my life or in my college, all 4 years. So you are going to get such surprises, prepare yourself. Very important,
In which branch you are studying?
Instrumentation.
I am from instrumentation too.
Okay.
So build your skills around people, okay? That is-
Let's hear Brigadier Chima's answer to her question,
Okay,
and then we'll have Mr. Atul.
You know,
Sood.
we do funny things at UAI. So we have created one center for social, sustainable and spiritual development. So I am heading that. So another madman doing it. Huh? So there is, at the meta level, complete curriculum is resting upon, and that's a core module for all the MBA students, is called Wisdom Towards Self-Excellence. Now, this is based on spirituality. The first skill you require is a good attitude. Everything will flow from there. And what we say, this coat I am wearing, I am a professional. The one who's wearing the coat is a person. So I can't be a good professional unless I am a good person.
Super.
And I cannot be a good person unless I connect with my inner self, my spirit. We are talking to yourself all the time. There are two voices inside you. One is tell you to do the wrong thing, other will tell you don't do it. So follow the one which is telling you don't do it. That is the major skill which you require. Right? And based on that, what I would say, never limit your potential. The skill which you have is relevant today, not tomorrow. So you got to go beyond your potential. Work at 120%, 130% of your potential, not at 60% and 90%. Thank you.
Sir, if I may add a little bit more, sir spoke about the labs, okay? How much ever labs you create, you have to understand they are labs. Have you watched movie Sully? Go watch it. At the end, he proves that whatever you do in the demonstration room is the demonstration. Decisions are not made like that in the real world. So it is, of course, it upgrades your understanding, but you have to be prepared, as sir said, as a human being to sustain what you are going to get in the industry. I'm not scaring you. It is very beautiful out there. So
Last word from Mr. Atul.
Instrumentation is itself about automation. All right. So instead of asking what is required, you can suggest what we can do. Because it is all about instrumentation, measuring instruments, data acquisition, data processing, data analysis, and operation on the data. So in the whole process, if you just list out what is being used in this automation, you can also find out the gap and say that, all right, this also can be used. Okay? And that is where the answer lies.
One more question there. Please go ahead.
So good afternoon to panel. My question is to Mr. Pradeep Patil sir. As you said, only 20% of industrial-based curricular activities will be held. between 2023? Why not 50%? And why it take times to implement the industrial curriculum?
20%, that was earlier reforms. Now, in national education policy, there is no restriction on curriculum. You can have 100% need-based syllabus. So, but for that, you need to connect with the industries. Unless we have industry support, we cannot produce entire industry-based syllabus. I think there are different categories of reforms. Even in any particular discipline, you have to learn some fundamental subjects, that is mandatory. Now, you have to learn some advanced subjects related to that domain. You have to learn some multidisciplinary subjects. Now, because there is no, I think, defragmentation is the key for this particular national education policy. We cannot discriminate, this is a mechanical engineer. Now, mechanical engineer must know what is the working of Arduino, Raspberry Pi, all these automation things, instrumentation things, mechanical engineer also must know. Because when we deal with systems, most of the systems are automated. So you must have knowledge of interdisciplinary also to know the functioning of the entire system. So that restriction was earlier there, but to adopt this particular reform, national education policy, without industry support, we cannot run this particular reform. Whatever may be, the educationalist alone cannot give the justice to this particular reform. Okay, unless we have a industry support, 100% need-based syllabus cannot be formed. So these are the limitations.
So the interaction between the industry and the academia should happen based on the demand the industry has. If the industry doesn't give the demand to the academics, that these are the type of subjects that we want children to know and the students to learn, very difficult for them to design a course basically. So everything will be basics. That's why they say from college when you come out, you're a jack of all trades you have to be. You need to know little of everything. When you do your post-graduation, you become specialist in one particular subject or one particular area. When you do your doctorate, you deep dive into a small window and go deep into that subject. That's you become specialist. So for an industry to be ready, you need to know everything. And based on, as he said, your aptitude, your attitude that you have and what you like, based on, you like to travel, like to talk, like to do business, you may go into sales and marketing. You like to invent a product, you want to get into the working of the product, make it better, you go into R&D and innovation. So it's your choice that you really make at the end, what you like. So when you go with the basic skills to the industry observes what is your interest. And that is how in campus interviews, everybody doesn't go into one company. Though you all may have done instrumentation, you go into different areas of instrumentation. Somebody goes into marketing, somebody goes into product, somebody goes into engineering and design. That is based on your aptitude that you get into. That is how you are selected basically. So it's your choice to a certain extent, and the industry's requirement is what demands the academics to change their courses.
5 years back, I had gone to present a paper to Cardiff Met University. So during that time, there was somebody who was a principal of an engineering college, a lady, who was based in USA but opened an engineering college at Cardiff itself. You will be shocked to know where the world is going. They preferred, first of all, girls there, right? There is no entrance exam. You don't require maths. You don't require science as a subject. Can you believe it? There are no exams. Can you believe it? Where the world is going? Everything is based on projects. The industry picks you up. Do the project. And your performance will be based on how good you done the project.
100% experiential.
You getting my point? That's where the world is going. And we need to wake up. And if we want to become the leaders in the world, we have to think differently. right? Go beyond the conventions. You got to be unconventional. You have to break the glass ceiling.
Well said, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Well said, well said. Thank you very much. Any questions, sir? Thank you very much, everybody, for participating and patiently hearing out the panelists. And once again, thank you to all the panelists for sharing their experience and knowledge. It was a wonderful session. I think everybody enjoyed the Q&A that was there. Nice of you students to come out with questions, interesting ones. Thank you. A big round of applause to the panelists and to the audience and the wonderful questions asked.
May I request Suhail Ansari sir, Sakhi Chandrayan madam and Rajesh Adangleji and Vijay Sanap sir to please be on stage to felicitate our panelists.
Oh, so nice.
Explosion, happiness, explosion, happiness, explosion.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.